Good morning. Well, I actually slept until 6 this morning, which is because I stayed up very late on a call, and then I decided to go to Discord and chat to somebody for another 3 hours, and then went to a live stream and basically didn't get into bed until I think I fell asleep around 3 something. And then I woke up at 6. So I kind of feel like I'm having an acid flashback right now or something. But I actually sometimes get my best work done when I'm extremely overtired, because some sort of hidden power wells up from deep within and it takes me over. But I'm not there yet. I've just been slowly puttering. Maybe as I get older that won't happen as much, but I definitely have that. Anyway, so when the moon was in Gemini back here, so remember, moon was rising. These are all ticking along. So the moon was back here in Gemini. The first day was rising and Mars was behind it. And then, Mars was behind the moon. And then the moon keeps going, right? Everything is ticking along the zodiac this way, but it's ticking into our view like a big clock this way, clockwise. So now Mars will rise, and then, 30-ish degrees behind Mars is the moon. And the moon will keep moving over here, and then the moon will be alone. So when the moon was in late Gemini here, and it was trine Saturn, I was feeling extremely accomplished in all groups and all things Aquarius, as I spent the last week on Discord in new servers that, I'm just finding where I belong and where they won't, whatever, kick me out for being too old or being anything, or, just being me, where I won't get kicked out for being me. And I found a few places. And so as soon as I got to this one, it's mainly people under 21 years old. So it's my children's age, it's all teenagers. And then there's the 21 and up, and they range. There's one woman in there who's 29, and I think other than her, I'm the oldest one by far. So anyway, I'm approaching this all like I'm the old mom of the group, and I don't like I always thought when I was young, I thought, will I be one of those old people, who refuses to admit that they're old and does all these old people things and still wants to hang out with young people and be all energetic and youthful? Will I be like that? And I kind of thought I would. I kind of thought, yeah, I think I will. I don't think I picture myself settling into any sort of domestic routine that's really predictable and boring and what people think old people settle into. I don't. I still haven't. And yes, I hang out with young people. And yes, I have Venus in Aries forever. In my progress chart, it's going to stay Venus in Aries forever because I was born right before the retrograde. So that could be this sort of youthful thing that I have, that I'm just sort of exuberant and energetic and all of these hilarious Aries and Marsy traits that I have. But anyway, so I was sitting there and, I did about 10 charts in the first few days being at this server, because as soon as I said some astrology in the chats and people saw that I knew astrology, it's an astrology server, so everyone started, and I did say, email me your chart if you want, and I'll tell you some things, because it only takes me a few minutes. So then they all started emailing me charts, DMing me their charts, and then I did about 10 charts between 2 servers, and made people come to tears, with just, for example, when this Venus, remember I was talking about how Venus is square Mars right now, and then the moon sort of went along and was with Mars, and they were both square Venus. When that happened, I had put a little tidbit in that server, and then some people were coming, and they're like, oh, it's so bad for me today, and oh, my day's going fine, and all these different things, right? So I'm just in the chat, and I was saying, post the charts, I'll show you why. It only takes me a minute, go ahead, post the charts. So I was getting everyone in the mood, right? So then this one woman, I don't even know anyway, she posts her chart, and she has exactly Venus square Mars in her chart at 10 degrees in Sagittarius and friggin' Virgo. That's her square. So right now, I was talking about this in the other video, but right now, those people with, remember I said the people with this things in square to those degrees are going to be feeling the worst. So she's in the chat, and she's going on and on about how she wants to get married, and he's not asking her, you know, there's all this tension, and he's been doing this, and it was just 100% about relationships and the communication between those two. It was every friggin' thing that I said, and that you see when you look up Venus square Mars. When somebody's born with Venus square Mars, it would be a day like today's. If I had a baby right now, they would have Venus square Mars. They would have Aries rising. They would have the sun in 11th house. They would have the moon down here in 4th house. So anyway, she's going on, and it's just the worst day of her life. She's having like emotional, complete breakdown. And that was exactly the square. So other people, you know, I'm trying to show them how transits work. You see, there's all these other people in the chat, and no one is saying the same things as this woman, who's out of all of that chat, out of all that whole server, she was the one with the exact squares where it was affecting her the strongest. So this is the current weather for everyone. But some people might not notice. Some people, a lot of these aspects happen and they don't have anything in their chart that's touching it, so they don't notice. And that could be how it works. That's kind of what I think. It's also kind of works the same as when you meet people. Say somebody is setting you up to meet someone else, and then you meet them and there's just no connection. You just don't feel any attraction. You don't have anything to talk to them about. They don't agree with you, you know. You don't feel like they want to hear what you're saying. You just completely don't have any sort of connection with them. That is no synastry or hard synastry. So you'll look at the chart of those two people and see, oh yeah, look, you have all these signs that are not in common, and you have very little common ground. And so you couldn't find anything to talk about. And you know, your sun is square their sun, and or your sun is opposite their sun, and they have just a natural opposition to you. You know, they don't dig where you're coming from. So there's all these aspects at play, right? Where people will, you know, just put so much energy into meet someone or an event or a thing, you know, that they want to be good at, and it's just not naturally their thing. And yeah, I guess, you know, I don't want to disappoint people and like give anyone this negative idea that you can't be all these other things that you might not have right now, these traits. Because I do think everyone has an opportunity. Everyone's going through these as transits, right? So everyone has an opportunity. All of these different signs, and when the luminaries are in them, are touching your chart in different spots. And you have these opportunities to learn from these signs and to take, you know, their best parts that you want to be more like. Everyone has that opportunity. We're all working within that as these go through. But anyway, that was really good for Astro and for just people in the moment watching that server chat play out, because I did 2 or 3 charts in a row in that one chat where one girl was having an all right day, you know, and then the next girl's having this complete breakdown, and the girl having an all right day, it was just nothing was hard in the weather to her chart. And then the girl having a total breakdown was like, he's laying in bed right behind me right now, and we don't even talk, and he said we were gonna get married, and now he's asking. It was just all Venus, Mars, Venus, Mars, Venus, Mars. And yeah, and then I'm just pointing at it. But it does give you a sense of power to do this, and that sort of sense of power is the thing they talk about, you know, power, whatever. I don't even know the saying. With great power comes great responsibility. Is that it? Yes. So yeah, it's hard. Sometimes I will not want to tell people things, you know, like this is a very shit day for you. But then I just bust through that all. I think, you know, whatever, that's just the way it is, you know, that's just what's going to happen. So you have to be honest with people. You have to be able to be honest with people, you know, like, hey, I think you could do that better. Hey, that color makes you look a little green. Just things like that that really crush other people and their self-esteem. When people like us who notice that, you know, and then want to not hurt the person, so we're sort of trying to tiptoe around certain ways to say things, that is that healthy, you know? Is it really? Because that seems to be all the problems. People will come to me and say, I'm having a fight over here with this person, and I'm looking at both their charts, you know, and they said this, and I took it like this, and they did this, and I'm just seeing it all clearly, you know. That's because to that person it's offensive, you know. They make you put your guard up, or you make them put their guard up, you know. They're scared of you. You feel powerful to them. Oh, just so many things that people deal with that they don't realize is all in the stars. It's every single thing. We get along so great, we don't get along at all. She's pushy, she's emasculating to that man. He's too feminine, she's too masculine. All these different things that people don't even fucking realize is all in astrology. And the simplest things too. So anyways, I was sitting there in the late moon Gemini, trying fucking Saturn, and I was thinking, God damn, I have so many things in order. You know, I worked so hard to get where I am now, to just feel like an accomplished person who knows astrology, you know, who can help people with it. So it's not just a fun token thing. It's fucking helpful. You can help people feel better and understand themselves and understand why they have moods that they do, or their tempers that they go through, or understand how some people can make you want to punch the shit out of yourself or them or a wall or whatever. And some people will make you feel soothed and nurtured and calm and not like punching walls, and like you're understood and like they're in your clan, they're in your tribe. So that's what's going on right now. Moon exactly trine with Venus. We have a lot of that. Oh, I love you, my family. You're my family. You're my roots. I'm connected to you somehow. We're in a past life together. You're my cousin, you know, long lost. You're my soulmate, twin. You're this person that I really feel comfortable with, and I feel comfortable loving you. It's a very loving, cozy home, and mother being the most gentle, best listener, and just so much harmony with women and parental figures, and just women overall. Women feeling their actual divine femininity, women feeling okay with being a woman, you know, because that's hard too. I know it's hard out there for men right now, especially if you're a white guy. If you're a white man, my heart is going out to you. I'm on the battlefield for you guys, absolutely, as much as I can, being me, being a mama over here. But it's the same for us. We are completely bombarded with just ridiculous things that make us feel certain ways, you know. That's programming. And we have to realize that things are making us feel a certain way, and when we have a feeling from something making us feel a certain way, we should probably investigate it. That's what I say about everything all the time. That's what I'm always talking about. When you feel attracted to someone, investigate it. When you feel like you want to punch someone, investigate it. And what can you investigate? Well, there is this map that kind of tells you what everyone's like and what you're like and what's going on right now for moods and everything. So that, you could study that. I don't know, just saying. But it's a really good Cancer moon right now. It's very harmonious and chill. That moon over Mars was a bit of an upset. And then moon trine Saturn, when it was late Gemini, was really feeling accomplished, and something to do with how you are in your own communities and your groups and your friends, and feeling accomplished with that. That was the last few days. And now we're moving on to, you know, not just my friends, but my family, you know, the people who you connect with the most. And it might not be your true blood family. It might be friends or that you have a familial feel with. Familial feels will be something like they have moon sextile your Mercury, or moon trine your Mercury, or moon trine your Venus, or something harmonious. When it's moon, it's your roots and your family and your nurturing. And so when your moon, especially when your moon connects with someone, then it feels like they are you're mothering them and they're mothering you back, or they're doing whatever their luminary is, right? So if it's their Mars, they're protecting you. They're protecting your feelings. They agree with your feelings, and they want to protect you with those feelings, you know. They feel familial with you, and like, you have the same values as me. I want to help protect those. Or if it's Venus, it's the same thing. If it's Mars, sometimes it's a little bit Marsy when someone has Mars conjunct you or something or other. So it really will depend on the whole chart, but it's more like a protector of Mars. So yeah, Moon with Mars, we had the warrior activated, square Venus, people were communicating more. Even though that woman was having a terrible day, she still came somewhere and talked about it, and it was very Geminian with Moon, Mars, and they were all T-square her shit. It was a beautiful thing to watch play out anyways. So Cancer Moon, yes, we have Cancer Moon trine Venus, and then Cancer Moon's going to tickle along. Then what else is it going to do? It's going to, in conjunct Saturn, it's going to in conjunct the Sun, and then it's going to oppose Mercury, and then it's going to get over here in Leo and give us our full moon, 180 apart. So it's chill though. This is a pretty chill. So this is some loving your family, loving your tribe. You found your home. You feel at home. You love this person. They make you feel loved and they value your feelings. Somebody is making you feel like they value your feelings. And then opposite Mercury, when Moon opts Mercury, that's going to bring everyone out more. It's kind of like an honorary Gemini again, where we have the mercurial feel and people will be out buzzing around again. In Cancer Moon, I do tend that people are more inner and home related somehow, maybe not to their home cleaning or anything, but their home, their roots, their foundation, their heritage, that sort of roots, family feeling. But yeah, so then when it's opposite Mercury, it's going to have a little buzz to it again. And then we're off to the full moon. So I babbled enough. That's long. I feel like I'm going to have to edit chunks out of this because I babbled too much. Okay, 10 forward.